If you run an agency, the chances are that you have rebuilt the same campaign over 100 times. Today, I'm going to show you how to import a client's campaign or your own campaign and turn it into a template and add into it custom fields so that you can update necessary info each time. And finally, we're also going to go over how to turn an existing successful meta campaign into a performance max campaign. So, agencies often lose time in three places. The first one, of course, is rebuilding campaigns. Rebuilding a whole meta campaign, Google campaign, or whatever, it's of course a really exhausting process. And I would say that most of the time loss happens in this stage. Then, of course, there is the missing fields. This means the information which is client specific and of course that you need to insert in the proper spaces, that you need to adapt to the new ads if you decide to duplicate them, to modify them in any way. And of course, the cross-platform reuse. Migrating assets and executing in a consistent way across different channels is also a huge time loss. It might be competing in there with the rebuilding and relaunching of campaigns. So let's start from scratch. Remember, we're gonna also check out how to turn an existing campaign into a template and other options later on. This is for if you're an agency building a campaign that you know that you're gonna reuse over and over again. And in this case, you can go directly to the Creative Hub, tap on Full Ad Templates, and select the platform that you want to use. Now, this works exactly like the campaign launcher in Plai. All you need to do is set your goal, describe what you're advertising, and add the assets if you want the AI to generate images and videos and everything for you. Now, if you have your own assets, images, videos, headlines, and so on, your own audiences and everything, you can directly skip straight ahead, go directly into a creative box, and upload them directly from here. Or of course, you can scan your website, you can, import them from different sources, or generate them with AI. You'll be able to do both images as well as videos from here. Below that, you'll find all of your primary texts and headlines. So you'll be able to add as many as you want in here and keep on generating in this way campaigns, as well as select your call to action. And you can also enable or disable the targeting, meaning audiences with your templates. If you tap on edit targeting, it will allow you to build your own interests or generate them with AI, of course. You can narrow it down, you can select age and gender, and so on. And right below that, you can set the website. Now, I'm gonna run a generation so that you can see how it would look complete. Okay, so our campaign has finished generating. Now it's time for the customization end, because we know as we're gonna be reusing these templates, they're not gonna be exactly the same each time. And that's where custom fields come in. So first, we're gonna take a look at the primary text and headlines, and maybe we are gonna add a specific offer. So we can drop it just in here in the bottom, adding a field like this. You'll see that it drops like in this way. And of course, you can keep adding them. In fact, if you're gonna be sharing this across multiple clients or across multiple locations, you can do, for example, at Little Collins from and do a custom field for the location. We can even change our name from Feli to other business owner or from Little Collins to another brand. And in this way, we can add phone numbers, we can add anything that you want actually. You can create as many custom fields as you want. And in fact, this is useful not only for headlines and primary texts, which of course you definitely want to use, but also for fields like the website, so that your team or your clients never forget to update these websites for their proper website link. And remember, on the optional tab, you can give this creative a name. So we're just gonna do like a standard lead gen coffee shop name. Now we're ready to save it and start sharing it with our clients. Now, when you, your team, or your clients import these templates and launch a new campaign with them, whether it's on the same client account or in a completely new one, they will be able to fully customize them, with the benefit that you'll be standardizing the starting line, plus saving them a ton of time. Now, if what you actually want are more of beginner guides to this, we have recorded recently 2 videos going over how to do lead generation for Facebook ads and for Google ads, which will be linked in this same video. So you can watch those first and then come back here for the agency workflow. Okay, now let's go through the easier path. Let's say that you already got a strong client campaign which is performing amazingly. For that, let's head over to the Analytics tab and bring it into our workspace. So we're gonna import it into Plai, simply press on View Results or edit it over the campaign which is active, and this will allow you to bring it into your workspace. Once your campaign is in Plai, you will be able to turn it into a template with just one click. If you have multiple ad sets on it, it will display the different options so that you can select the one that you actually want to create. Feel free to add every single ad set as a different template. These templates will get added automatically into your library. And as always, you can rename it to whatever you want in here so that it's easier for you and your clients to reuse these templates. Finally, another one of our one-click tricks. If you go into any of your meta campaigns, you'll be able to tap into this idea box and turn it into a PMax campaign with just one click. Just set your budget and you'll be ready to launch. But if you want to build it yourself, you'll also find within any of these platforms, whether it's PMax, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, or whatever you want to do, all of the assets from your library to quickly launch across all of these different platforms, simply reusing the same media on the different channels. This will also save you and your team a ton of time. And finally, sharing all of these assets so that you can onboard your team or your clients in one day instead of 1 month. From here, you'll find every single asset that you have generated, whether it's templates, audiences, creatives, and so on. And you can group them by folders. Simply tap on More and on Share, and this will allow you to share it with all of your clients if you want, or simply with some specific ones. With these tools, you have a winning agency workflow that will save you a ton of time by generating campaign templates from scratch, by converting your proven campaigns which have been winning into templates, and translating those winning meta ads into PMax campaigns or LinkedIn, TikTok, and whatever other formats you want to do. Keep in mind, of course, that whenever you're using templates, you want to use those custom fields for any kind of quick adaptation that you might want to use. This will keep every campaign legible, scalable, and efficient. This will help you standardize and scale your campaigns in an efficient way. And that's all for today. So remember to drop a comment if you would like to see something else next, or if you have any questions about agency workflows, or if there is any detail that we have missed. And I'll see you next time.